Hi, I'm Sue Richey, and I'm the broker of Richey Property Management in Reston, Virginia. Owners ask us what they need to do to get their property rent ready. And I wanted to give you a few tips today on things that you can do to help both on the inside and the outside. So let's start with the outside. Curb appeal is so important. People look at your house online in pictures, and you can make those pictures look great, but when they pull up and they see trash on the front porch or things not painted or rotted wood, those are the sorts of things you may not see in a photo, but that really sets the tone for what they think of not only the property, but they might think, hey, this person isn't really interested in maintaining their house. Are they going to be a good landlord? So look at things like your front door. Make sure it's fresh and clean. If you have a porch, keep everything nice and neat. Trim the bushes, add mulch, just freshen up the outside. Make sure you don't have rotted wood on the front or all along the outside. Those are things you need to do to maintain your home anyway, but do those and get it looking really good so that you have someone that's really happy when they first pull up to the house. Then on the inside, if this is the first time you're renting, or even if you've been renting for a while, you may want to think about getting a sort of a mini home inspection. It's not a bad idea it helps give you kind of a state of your house. It'll identify some things that may be problems right now, and it may also give you kind of a roadmap of things that you need to budget for later. Maybe your HVAC system is fairly old. It's still functioning fine, but know that, maybe in 5 years you need to budget to replace this. Those are good things to know along the way so that you can be ready and not surprised when things like that break. So think about that. The other thing you can do is budget to do certain upgrades every time you have a tenant turnover. So for example, let's say your tenant leaves, you've got to do normal things like maybe you've got to do some paint or touch up paint, carpet, other cleaning. But I'm talking about maybe some bigger improvements, like maybe 1 year you replace the appliances and upgrade them. Maybe another year you update a bathroom. But these are sort of things where you can spread out the cost, but you're always updating, making your house more attractive in the short term for your tenant. But in the long term, when you go to sell the house maybe one day, you won't have to do nearly as much because you've done little things and little updates along the way. So that's something else to consider because it can be helpful now and later. And lastly, you may want to think about putting some service contracts in place for your systems like your HVAC, other maybe termite type, just regular treatments and servicing, so that you just know that these sorts of things are checked regularly. That's not really necessarily a rent ready, but it does help always keep your property maintained and rent ready for the next time. So those are just a few tips. We also have a checklist on our website that you can download with a lot more detail and a lot more other things that you can do to keep your property or help get it ready to get the best tenant in there that you can. Thanks for listening, and I'm Sue Richey with Richey Property Management.